Hello my dear students, and welcome to our educational videos. This video we're going to study unit number 10, lesson number 1. Prepare your books, your notebooks, and be ready. As you know well, this unit is about ethics and values. Be number 112 in your books. Let's start talking about the real and unreal conditional. Have a look at this example. If I don't use English in a class, I won't learn to speak it. How many parts of the sentence do we have? Actually, we have two. If, and we call it, if I don't use English in a class, we call it if a clause, and that's the condition. If I won't learn to speak it, that's called the result. That means this result won't happen till this condition happen first. It should happen first, then as a result this clause will happen. So here we have conditional sentences express the results of actions or conditions. Actions or conditions. And that's called the first part. We have two parts, real and unreal cases or conditionals. The real conditional sentences express factual or future results. Factual or future results. Facts or future results. As we say, if I don't use English in a class, I won't learn to speak it. Here, if a clause in the present simple, and the result will plus the base form of verb learn, but it's in the negative form. If I do the right thing, I can sleep at night. I also use can or will. That's want the negative form. So if I do the right thing, I'll sleep at night, or I can sleep at night. Both of them are right. So here we have two parts of the real conditional. We have the first part is called if clause, the second part is called the result. If the if clause in the present simple, so the result will plus the base form of verb, or can plus the base form of verb, and that's called the real conditional. The real conditional. As we say, we use the real conditional sentences to express factual or future results. Factual, that's a result that always occurs if I do right thing. If I do the right thing. As we say here, if I do the right thing, I can sleep at night. If they don't make a reservation, they won't get a table. If they don't make a reservation, they won't get a table. If we make it affirmative, if we say if they make a reservation, they will get a table, and that's a real conditional. Future, that's a result that will occur if they don't make a reservation. If they don't make a reservation. That's why we use will plus the base form of verb, and it refers to future, not a fact. On the other side, we have the second form that's called unreal conditional. And unreal conditional sentences describe what happens if a condition that doesn't exist actually does occur. Example, if I found a wallet in the street, I I'd look for the name of the owner. That's unreal. I haven't found a wallet. I haven't found a wallet yet. That's why we say it's unreal condition. Unreal conditional. If I found here, I would look for the name of the owner. How can we form the unreal conditional? If a clause, simple past. How can we form the simple past? The second form of verb. Very good. And here, would plus the base form of verb. Would plus the base form of verb. So, in the if clause, use the simple past. Sorry. Use the simple past tense. For the verb be, always use were. Verb be in the past, as we know, was and were. But here, if we use it in the if clause, we use were all the time with the all pronouns I, he, she, it, we, you, or they. In the result, we use would and the base form of verb. The base form of verb. Here, a real conditional if. I say, if I had to make a hard decision, I would try to do the right thing. If she knew how to speak French, she would help them. If you broke something in a store, would you pay for it? That's a form of a question. I start here with would. If you were Matt, that's a person's name, what would you do? That's also a question, information a question. If I were there, not was. As I told you earlier here, we use were with the whole pronouns. But if I were there, I'd know what to do. If you weren't my friend, I wouldn't tell you what happened. So that's the second form, unreal conditional. So how can we form it? Unreal conditional, simple past. The result, would plus the base form of verb. And why do we use it? To talk about unreal actions, unreal events. It hasn't happened yet. Okay. If I knew, I would tell you, or I would tell you if I knew. That means I can start with the result. I would tell you if I knew. But if you start with the result, cancel the comma. But if I knew, comma, I would tell you. But also the same if I say I would tell you if I knew. Be careful, don't use would in the if clause. Never use will or would in the if clause. Can I say if I would know his name? No, never say that. If I, simple past, knew, that's the second form of know. If I knew his name, comma, I would tell you. That's agreed. Very good. To sum up what we have said, as we said, the real conditional, we use if. After, in the if clause, I use the present symbol. The second form, or the second part, the result will plus the base form of verb. For example, if I say, if I study, I will pass the test. If I study, I will pass the test. That means before the test. You're gonna take the test in the future. It refers to facts or future events. But the unreal conditional, I use if, simple past, would plus the base form of verb. I say, if I studied, I would pass the test. That means you took the test and the test has finished already, but and luckily you didn't pass it. That's why he say it's unreal conditional. Unreal conditional. Also we said if you use the past form of verb be, as we know well, was where, I use only where with the whole pronouns, subject pronouns. I, he, she, it. I say I were. If I were you, I would study. If he were you, he would study. He, she, it. Actually, we, you, they takes were. Okay. Your book's exercise A, check the sentences that describe an unreal condition or action and its result. Unreal. Unreal means if a clause simple past, result would plus the base form of verb. Example number 1. If we ate in a restaurant, I would pay the bill. So this form, real or unreal? Very good, it's unreal. Here we have ate, the simple past, the result would plus the base form of verb, so check it. What about number 2? I'll pay the bill if we eat in a restaurant. That's real or unreal? Very good, that's real. Here, if a clause, simple present, a result will plus the base form of verb, don't check it. Number 3, if you get a haircut, you will look younger. Very good, that's also real. Here we have if, get, present simple, you will look, will plus the base form of verb. Number 4, his wife would worry if he came home really late. So this one, real or unreal? Very good, unreal. How do you know it's unreal? If he came, simple past, the result would plus the base form of verb, so check it. Number 5, if I were you, I'd tell him the truth. So if I were you, I'd tell him the truth. That's very good. Unreal, check it. How do you know it's unreal? Here were, simple past, the result would plus the base form of verb. Number 6, if I have a problem with my office computer, I always ask my coworker Jim to help. So what do you think? That's real. Very good. If I have, that's a present simple, I always ask my coworker, that's also present simple. Number 7, if they sent me the wrong pants, I would return them. So that's unreal conditional. Very good. We're gonna check it. Here sent, simple past, and would plus the base form of verb, and all the checked sentences are unreal conditional sentences. Exercise B, complete each unreal conditional sentence with the correct form of the verb. Careful, here we are gonna use only unreal conditional. How can we form unreal conditional? If a clause, simple past, the result would plus the base form of verb. Example number 1, if they put the wrong price on the coat, you buy it without telling the clerk. So how can we make it? If a clause, simple past, the second form of the verb put, the same, put. If they put the wrong price on the coat, that's a question. We're gonna start with would you, and the base form of the main verb buy, the same. Would you buy it? Would you buy it? Take 4 minutes, pause the video in your notebooks, complete answering to 9. Okay, number 2, I'm sure you, very good, you'd say something if the restaurant check where. Oh, someone says the restaurant is singular. I told you before we use where with the whole pronouns or singular nouns or plural nouns, only in the unreal conditional sentences. Number 3, if I, the The second form of find, very good, found an expensive piece of jewelry in a public bathroom and cannot. It becomes couldn't. So as I told you earlier, we use could or would. Unreal, will or can, real. Couldn't find the owner, I would keep it. Number 4. If you be. So the second form here, as we said, be in the past was or were, but always in the unreal conditional we use were. Very good. If you were friends with someone who did something wrong, a question, we're gonna start with would you say this form of verb something to him or her? Number 5, if you, very good, had 2 tickets, would you give one to a friend? Very good, well done. Number 6, what would happen? Very good. If it snowed here tomorrow. Very good. Number 7, they would go to India if they had simple past the money. 8, if you received the simple past 2 jackets instead of 1, you ordered if you received 2 jackets instead of the 1 you ordered, would, very good, would you send the base form of verb one of them back? The last one, if they were here, I would tell them what happened. Well done. Now we have the conversation. Have a look at the picture. What do we have here? Exactly, very good. We have 2 persons. Guess what, where are they? They are at a restaurant, maybe a cafe, maybe a hotel, we don't know. Okay, guess what they are talking about? Maybe they are talking about their life, they are talking about ordering food. Very good, or any other ideas you think of. Now listen carefully and find out what are they talking about.
Page 113. Conversation model. Exercise A. Read and listen to people discussing an ethical choice.
Look at this. They didn't charge us for the desserts.
Really? I think we'd better tell the waiter.
You think so?
Absolutely. If we didn't tell him, it would be wrong.
What are they exactly talking about? Very good. They are talking about a moral dilemma situation we took last time. A moral dilemma, as I told you, that's a conflict between thoughts in your mind in a situation. And also we can say it's an ethical choice. Ethical choice. The first person said, look at this, they didn't charge us for the dessert. They didn't put the money for the dessert. Really? I think we'd better tell the waiter. You think so? Absolutely. If we didn't tell him, it would be wrong. Very good. Express an ethical obligation. We can say, would better tell the waiter. Or, I can say, we should tell the waiter. Or we can say, we oughta tell the waiter. Either way. Now here we have 4 different pictures and 4 different statements. Take a minute, have a look at the statements and try to match them with the pictures. So what do you think the first picture will be? Here we have 2 persons at a restaurant. He said check 2 cafes, but what about the cake? So I'll say they gave me more than I ordered, they gave me too much change, they undercharged me, they didn't charge us for the cake. Very good, they didn't charge us for the cake. What about the second picture? Here we have on the cashier 2.5, but the real price is 25, so we say they undercharged me. And the third one, they gave me too much change. They gave me too much change. And for example, if you have to pay 20, as we see here, if you have, he has to pay 12. But the cashier gave him 12 already and he paid 20. That means he should have taken 8. That's right, very good, not 12. That's why we say they gave me too much change. Instead of taking 8, he took 12. Very good. And the last one, actually, they gave me more than I ordered. He said 1 pair of boots. Actually, we gave him 2 pairs of shoes. These are called situations that require an ethical choice. They didn't charge us for the cake, they undercharged me, they gave me too much change, they gave me more than I ordered. Now it's your time to complete the conversation using the ideas here. I couldn't face myself. Put yourself in the person's shoes. If you don't tell the person, he or she will have to pay for it. If he didn't charge us, we would tell him, or what other ideas you may use. Don't forget to photo the answer and send it to me via email. Thank you so much for watching and have